Yeah.
So the roots are R1 and R2. R1 plus R2 is what?
Negative B.
Negative B. R1 times R2 is what?
C.
Exactly. And it says P of X has exactly 3 roots. 3 roots. So, can you tell me, because of this, if we consider delta of P of X, what can we say about delta of P of X?
It would be positive. It would be positive, yeah.
Positive. Because, look, when this one is 0, we can conclude P of X is what?
P of X. Oh, are the roots of P of X.
P of X is what?
R1 and R2.
Yes. And if delta is negative, so this one, we don't have any root here, right?
Yeah.
If delta is 0, we have 1 root here, so 1 root here, we have at most how many roots?
2.
Exactly. So delta should be positive, right?
Yeah.
So we conclude b squared minus 4ac or 4c is positive, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, p of x is r1 is x squared plus bx plus c minus r1 0. X squared plus bx plus c minus r2 is 0, right?
Yeah.
And we know r1 and r2 are not equal, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, because we have 3 roots here, what can we say here?
One of them has 1 root, the other one has 2.
Exactly. With all loss of generality here, we can say we have 1 root. Here we have 2 roots, right? Because here we have
Yeah.
1 root, we can say what?
The discriminant equals 0.
Yes, discriminant 0 here. Discriminant is what?
Greater than 0.
Yeah. Want more hint or that's enough?
That's enough.
Okay, sure, fine.
Can I have a hint?
Okay, sure. So, we said R1 is not R2, and delta 1 is 0, delta 2 is positive, right?
Yeah.
Because delta 1 is 0, what can we conclude?
B squared minus 4 times c minus r1 equals 0.
Yes, and because delta 2 is positive, we can say what?
B squared minus 4 times c minus r2 greater than 0.
Now, B is what in terms of R1 and R2?
R1 plus r2.
Yes.
Minus r1 minus r2.
B is R1 minus R2 whole squared, right here.
Yeah.
C is what in terms of R1, R2?
R1, R2.
Now, do you rewrite this equation? You can find relationship between R1 and R2.
I tried that, but
Let me try that. Okay, so let's calculate together. So R1 squared plus R2 squared is plus 2R1, R2 minus 4R1, R2 is what? Plus 4R1 is 0, right?
Yeah.
So we can conclude what?
R1 minus R2 whole
Whole
squared equals negative
4R1. Then what can we conclude? Now one thing. R1 is positive or negative?
Negative.
Yes, less than or equal to 0, right?
Yeah.
So we can conclude R1 minus R2 is what?
2 times the square
Plus
root
minus.
of negative r. Oh yeah, plus or minus 2 the square root of
Okay,
negative
and you
r1.
can reject one of them. Want me to tell you? You can reject plus or minus. I remember you can reject. Want to try it on your own or want him to?
Reject minus.
Why?
Because r1 is greater than r2.
Why R1 is greater than R2?
Because by the second equation, the inequality, you see b squared minus 4 times c minus r2 is greater than 0.
If you do the same
So-
thing for this, it would be R1 minus R2 whole squared plus 4R2 is positive, right?
Yeah.
Then what?
Substitute r1 minus r2 whole squared into the inequality.
So R1 minus R2 squared is negative 4R1 plus 4R2, right?
Yeah.
So R2 is greater than R1. So this one is negative, right?
Oh, yeah.
So you should cancel plus sign, right?
Yeah.
So you found R2 in terms of R1. R2 is what?
r1 plus 2 square root of negative r1.
Yes. And the problem says sum of the roots is maximum, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so want to try the rest on your own or want more hint?
I'll try the rest of them.
Okay, sure.
Okay, I solved it.
Okay, can you explain?
Yeah. So we need to maximize r1 plus r2. So that's 2r1 plus 2 square root of negative r1.
Yes, then what?
And then I said square root of negative r1 equals k. So now it's 2k squared plus 2k.
Negative R1 is k squared, you said?
Yeah.
So it is 2k squared plus 2k, yes. Then what?
And then to maximize that, k would be negative 1/2.
Now you take derivative. You can take
I just took
derivative
the
or you can say k times k plus 1, right?
Yeah.
And this one is something like, sorry, this is negative 2k squared, right? Let me correct it. You said R1, negative R1 is k squared, so it's negative k squared plus 2k, right?
Oh, yeah.
So it is 2k times 1 minus k, because the sum, it opens down and it is 0, 1, the vertex. Or you can say the sum is maximum, the sum is 1, constant. When they are equal, it would be maximum. So k is equal to 1/2. Or you can take derivative and you can say, okay, negative 4k plus 2 is 0. So k is negative, let me see, negative 4k plus 2 is 0. So k is 1/2, right?
Yeah.
So R1 is what then?
So r1 would be negative 1/4.
R2 is what?
3/4.
Negative 1/4 plus 2 times 1/2, right? So
Yeah.
3/4. Good job. Now, B is what?
B would be 1/2.
Negative 1/2, right?
Oh, yeah.
C is what?
Yeah. And then C would be negative 3/16.
Good job. So P of X is what?
X squared minus 1/2 x minus 3/16.
The problem says P of 1 for this is what?
So 5/16.
Yes. So it's 16. 16 minus 8. 8 minus 3. So it is 5/6. Choice A, right?
Yeah.